Okay, and I've also, so for the button armor and the button weapon, these are actual buttons. For the button armor open and weapon open, I've removed the button functions, so they're just simply images. I'm just going to rename that too, so we know they're not buttons. Make it easier for you guys. Alright, and the reason being, you click it on the button, it's simply just going to be its own tab. It doesn't need a button. You don't want to close it after. If you click on a new tab, it will open that tab and close the previous one. And that's how that will work. So you don't need two buttons per tab, just one. Alright, so let's make this functional. So upon opening the inventory, I want the armor one to be open automatically. So I'm going to turn this off and turn opened on. Okay. Now we will write our script here that will switch between the tabs. So under button armor, actually we'll start with button weapon. We're going to add the instruction set active weapon opened true. Actually, no, not that one. We are going to set active button armor to true. We're going to duplicate. We're going to armor opened false. Okay. So now when we click button weapon, it'll turn this off completely, and it will enable this one, which is the pushable button. I'll explain it as I test it and show you guys. So we got those two instructions. Now we are going to duplicate that one as well. Now we will set weapon open to true and button weapon to false. Now it's very important you do it in this order, that you want button weapon false to be last, because we are already under button weapon, and if you were to have that up here, when you set it false, it won't make it to this instruction because this is already under this. So you want to have this last in order for it to execute all these instructions before it shuts itself off. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Now we're going to do the same thing under button armor. So we're going to add instructions set active. Alright, so the order we did this, I did the armor first, then the weapons for the weapons. So under the armor, I'll do the weapons first and then the armor last. So we will set button weapon to true, button weapon tab open to false. So it shuts out the weapon tabs and opens our new tab. We will set armor open to true. And again, the most important part is setting the button that we're using to false last. Again, so it can execute all of these first. Okay, let's give it a shot. I'm going to save it here. I'm going to close the inventory. We're going to hit play. So we open the inventory. It's already under armor, weapons, armor, weapons, armor. And because of the color change, you can see which is highlighted. You can see over here that the armor tab is open, but the button is off. Now the weapon button is on, but the weapon tab is off. You switch it. This button comes back. See how this isn't a button, but that one is. You can click that, but you can't click this. Anyways, that function's great. And it also saves too. So if I were to leave it on weapons before I close it, boom, back on weapons. And that's that. Alright, next we will do, let's see here. We got the inventory. Maybe we'll add, well, I know we could use more inventory tabs. You know what, we'll do that all right now, and we'll get that out of the way. Alright, so I'm just going to Let me turn that one back on. And because we're adding more tabs, we're going to have to reiterate on these instructions to close all the new tabs and stuff like that. So we're going to duplicate these two, slide them down. That looks about right. We're going to change the image to, I don't know, what should this be? Like maybe medical supplies, med kits and bandages and stuff like that, food and drink. If only I could find the health I used in my last video. That would make it a whole lot better, because that was a good icon for this. Nope, that looks like it's gone forever. There it is. Alright, we're going to rename button aid. And this one will be aid opened. Beautiful. Alright, so now we're going to reiterate on these buttons. So now we have the button armor, so we're going to want to set, remember, we're going to want to keep this one last, so we're going to duplicate the one above it. We're going to set aid button to true. I'm actually going to move this one up one, so we have two weapons, and then we're going to have the two aids. And then aid opened to false. Okay, very good. Same thing here. We're going to duplicate after the armor, set aid button to true, set aid open to false, and done. Now for the actual aid button, we will set okay, so that's already there. Duplicate the second one. This will be for weapons. Set button weapon to true, set button weapon open to false. I think that's it. I'm going to double check this one, and if that works like that, we will do it for the next few tabs. It should work. Boom, 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 boom. Just testing it with all the icons. Yeah, everything seems to go. Alright. Now we can do this again. So we have armor, weapons, aid. Let's go with materials or something. Crafting materials. Because I'm thinking I'll have campfire crafting, cook food there, cook water, or clean water. Yeah. Button, materials, and then materials opened. Alright, slider down, and we'll change the image to, I don't know, is there leaves or something? Something that implies its ingredients. Yes, there is. We'll go with that. Alright, and same thing. We are going to duplicate after. We'll just do the second one again. So we need to add aid in there. So we will set button aid to true and aid open to false. Okay, we'll go to button aid now. We will set material button to true and material open to false. Okay, button weapon, material true, and material open false. And last one, button armor, material true, and material open to false. And one more time, we will duplicate. I don't even know what we need down here. Is there anything else I'm actually putting in, or armor, weapons, aid, crafting? Oh, I don't know. Maybe I should have a separate category for guns. Maybe that could be melee. This could, no. we'll leave it at this for now, okay? So maybe we'll just separate it a bit more. So all of these guys I'll move. Nope, that was a bad idea. Weapons down. And aid down. Materials down. Alright. All that is looking pretty good. We're going to test it one more time. Yeah, okay. Test. Okay, so I'm going to test helmet to weapon, helmet to aid, helmet to ingredient, back to helmet. Okay, that's good. Weapon to helmet, weapon to aid, weapon to ingredient, back to weapon. That's good. Health to helmet, health to weapon, health to ingredient, back to health. Good. Ingredient to helmet, ingredient to weapon, ingredient to health, back to ingredient, and good. I just did that to make sure that all of these buttons can function with each other and make sure they all act correctly. You can't have more than one open at once. Each one closes the other one. It's all looking good. Alright, so that's it for the inventory and inventory tab. Don't know. So the way I'm going to be building this inventory, there's not going to be a whole lot to get in the game, because the way I'm doing it, it's going to be very tedious. I'm ashamed to admit that I don't know how to use variables. I'm working all around not using variables. I don't know why, I just can't figure it out. Hopefully down the future we will, but because of that, I'm kind of stuck doing everything manually, and it's very tedious. So what I mean by this is, say I have my armor tab open. Okay, I'm under my aid tab. So my aid tab's opened. I'm going to have a bandage here, drinks here, food here, maybe a tier 2 version of each. They're already going to be in place here. So when you pick one up in the world, say you picked up like a tier 2 bandage, it's going to spawn down here. It's not going to go to the top of the list because I don't know how to do that. I can already have a preset image here that's deactivated. When you pick one up, it will add it with a +1, and when you use it, it will disappear. That I can do. It's just, it's going to go in order from best to worst, so if you pick up the best first, it's going to be at the bottom. I don't like it. I'm sure you wouldn't like it, but it's what we got, and I know for a fact I can get that to work, no issues. So that's how I'm going to show you guys. Again, if I knew how to use inventory2, it would be a whole different story, but there's not enough out there yet to help me figure it out. So we're going to do it this way for now. We will do that later. I don't have enough time in this video to start doing that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Next video, maybe we can touch down something more exciting. Maybe some enemies, enemy AI, or let's see, what am I dealing with right now? Let me just do a quick play and see what we should do next, because I'm trying to build this game in order, as you can tell, like how we started off with a main menu leading into here. What else could we use on a side tab too? So I'm gonna have a leveling system in this game as well, and a currency and all sorts of stuff. That's going to be up here. Yeah, that's it for this pretty much. I'll figure out what we'll do next video. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm going to take some time to think about it. I've been at this all day, so it's a good little break for me right now. And yeah, I will see you guys soon, and we'll figure out what we're doing then. Alright, don't forget to like and share the video. I could definitely use your support, as I'm only getting a couple views per video, which is quite saddening, but you know, in time. Thanks guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.